everyone, welcome. On this channel we talk about face care, hair care, things we like food and purses. Oh, did I mention food? Outfits of the day, pearls, good books to read. We share our successes, and it's just a great overall coffee clutch. I hope you'll join me, and a big heartfelt thanks. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I hope that you're having a great day, a great weekend, and I am wishing and hoping that the upcoming week will be a great week for you. I've just kind of come off of a pretty rocky couple of weeks. Things are starting to settle down a little. It was so nice. I had my husband home with me for this past week where he was able to work from home. It couldn't have come at a better time, and it was really nice. And I'm always so I get down when he has to leave again. We've been doing this, living in different states now for a couple of years, and we're making it. And we don't have that much longer to go until he is able to join me here on a full-time permanent basis, which will be nice. But it is hard. It is a commitment. And it's not anything that I would recommend to others. That, you know, it was job situation and the situation that we found ourselves in during this particular transfer, and things that we had to consider with Mom. And you know, we're 38 years married, and we have a very strong commitment to each other, and so we continue to work hard at making all of this work. And keeping God center and focus in our lives has really been the key, and helping us get through it. So let's get on with today's video. Today I want to talk about my daily planner. I've had a couple of requests if I could show it, and which I'm happy to do, but let me just say, I am not one of those YouTube planners that you see that has everything laid out so precisely, and you know, it's just orchestrated so neatly and so well. No, my planner is for my purposes, and you know, just, it's kind of a combo thing. It's one of those things that if I write it down and I can see it and go over it, it just puts that checklist in my head. I'm not that savvy when it comes to the electronics, how, you know, everybody just can do everything electronically. I am like that with reading books. You know, I see the Kindle. My family's been, do you want a Kindle? Do you want a Kindle? Because they know I love to read and all. No, I want the feel of the book in my hand. I like the smell of a book, and I don't know, I love books. Now, maybe if I was someone who traveled for work and all of that, where you're, you know, constantly on the go, and airlines and all that stuff, and flights, and it's kind of nice to have a Kindle where you can dump everything at one point. And you know, it's like, okay, if you start reading a book and it's not that great and you don't like it, boom, you can switch to something else that you have, and you don't have to carry around all these books. I understand the advantages, but I'm just old-fashioned. So with the planning, if I write it down and organize it enough to where it just, I can look at it, and sometimes I have to look at it more than once. Yeah, it's the age. It just embeds in my head, or I remember, oh, I've got that coming up this week. So I'm going to share with you what I'm using. Now, I have been using the Erin Condren planners for a number of years, 6, 7, I'm somewhere around there. And I've always gone with the hardback binder planners. And so I'm going to share a couple of the ones that I've had in the past, and what I switched to this past year. I used it for a full year, and then I reordered for 2020 the same. It's more of the mini soft planner, and I really like it. Now, whether or not I'll stick with this and continue on, I don't know, because I always make that decision when it comes time to get another planner. But there are so many planners that you can view on her website. Some are 12 months, some are 18 months, and there's just different planners for teachers and, budgeting, menu planning, all that kind of stuff. But also you can buy planners at Walmart, you can get planners at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, there's just all kinds. So let me just share with you some of the past planners I've had. So this was a planner from, let's see the year here, 2019. Is this 2019? Really? Because in 2019, oh yes, I did switch from 2019 over to the soft planner, and I did use the soft petite planner. I'm not even sure if I'm saying the right name for it, but it is the small, soft, petite little book. I switched over in doing 2019, and I used it for two different things. I was kind of caught between, I have a lot of stuff I have to record and write down that pertains to all of my mom's business, and then my stuff, and I thought maybe I could separate it. But anyways, so here's what I had for 2019, and the covers, it's a nice ring bound cover booklet, and these covers literally, I'm trying to do this with it, come off. So you can, from year to year, just go ahead and order a new planner. And I thought that was kind of nice to do. If you like the cover that you were using, you can always transfer it to the next new book that, and all I had was my name, Noni, which is my grandma name, put on the front of it. And then what it does, it's really sturdy. You can just put it right back on. And so this particular binder starts in July of 2018, and it takes you through December of 2019. So during that time period when I was thinking, I need to not combine her stuff, our stuff, I just had to keep it separate. That's really when I took a peek at looking at the soft petite binder that they came out with, and thought, well, maybe I'll just keep all of her information in that one and continue on with the hardback. And then once I went to the soft binder, I found that I really, really liked it. So I just started recording everything in that. But let me just share this one with you. So actually, I'll share the one from the year before because it's got probably a little more details. And this particular one, I personalized it, which you can do. And this also had the removable cover on it. So this is from 2017 and 2018. Now, this particular one also was a little bit different. This was all of 2018. So you can order these in like a 12-month segment, and I think she still has it for the calendar year for like a year and a half, because I've had that in the past. And I'll just share this one with you from 2017, because when I got into the 2019, like I said, I kind of switched over and found that I really loved utilizing this. So I did just very minimal and kind of just kept my mom stuff recorded in this particular book. And I don't do that now with the two. I just kind of combine her stuff. Again, with our stuff, it was just easier for me to separate. And then there's just a certain notebook that I have that I just kind of keep some updates on. So there's not a whole lot that I really utilized in this particular book. I just continued on using it throughout the year, but I didn't do anything outside of that. So this particular book in the front, I'll just show you, it does have the calendar year for the year prior and then the year you're on. It has a couple of blank pages, and they're already marked out in case you want to, add specific stuff to your planner. This particular book that I bought for this year was different than this. As you can see, this one came with all of the dividers already in the months, and I really like that. I think it's nifty, and I ended up making my own for this particular planner because, and there's different prices on planners, and, just depending on how you're going to use it, how detailed you're going to be, you really want to look at the type of planner that you're getting. So this particular planner started in 2018, and I like the style of the blocks. I like to be able to look at the whole entire month from the 1st until whatever, the 30th, 31st, or if it's February, whatever that last date is. It has a column here on the side, so you can write updates there, reminders, whatever, but at a glance, for the whole month, it has these little squares, little boxes, and there's also planners that it's just done, I think, in a more vertical fashion. So that's up to you as to how you want your planner to be styled. But you get the layout of the month right there. And this is what I'm talking about with just kind of having that layout here. And then there's a page in the back side of that particular calendar, and it's just done in these little squares, and you can fill out and do what you need to do for the week. Now this is, like I said, this is a different planner. It doesn't have all the details as the planner that I showed you ahead, and I will show you that. So I kind of, with this particular planner, I sort of just used the blank page that was next to it and went through the whole entire month and just kind of did some highlights for myself, kind of sort of along the lines of, more bullet type journaling where you're detailing time frames and stuff. And so I tried utilizing this particular planner like that, and it worked out okay. I didn't love it as much as I loved this particular planner. Now you can see it has the same layout for the month where it shows you the entire month, and they're done in individual blocks. And these planners also come with a detachable ruler, which is really nice. Actually, I need this for my old planner, for my new one. Even though my new softback one does not have this binding on it, I just stick it in there, and it is great. Then on this style planner, for 2019, by March, I was already using my softback, so I just want to show you the blank pages. This is kind of referred to as like the vertical planning, and so you can see it breaks down each day. This was Monday, March 11th. This is Tuesday, March 12th. And in these segments here, I like this style vertically, and I think you can get it done horizontally so it breaks it up that way. And I've had both planners, and this is the choice that I like. And so when I was utilizing this particular style, I would kind of just with my ruler just kind of separate it, and then I would write little to-dos and completion tasks and things like that, and then over here you just have like a blank space. And you can decorate, you can do all kinds of fun things with washi tape and, just whatever suits you. And so this is kind of what I've just kind of tracked in that particular month. I had a lot of stuff going on for my mom. So I just kind of, like I said, I kind of utilized getting used to my new one for us and then this one. And so you can see that it always comes with some extra little stickers that you can use, and if you don't like using all of them, you can. You don't have to. You can use them for other books that you have. It's very sturdy. It's a great book. My books can get really thick. I'm really not sure at this point, guys, if I want to go back to this bigger book. I just haven't decided. I love this one so much, and I'm going to share this with you. But, I don't know. Hopefully by the end of this year, I'll make a decision. But I do like how compartmentalized this book is, and that it just offers you a little more for details. But it's a great planner, and I do like her planners. So this particular one, it's not as fancy schmancy. You get a lot of extra pages in the back, as you do with the other, just for writing if you want to journal. It's great. Making notes for yourself, or what, it has that capability. And this just happens to be a page, the 2 pages in this particular book that I decorated during the month of October. I think it's fun to decorate. I think it's a hobby that's very relaxing. It's not anything that you have to really think about. It just can ease your tension. It relaxes you. And I think that there's times when you have something pretty to write on. It just it's a technique for calming, and I like all the different kinds of washi tapes, and just gives you a chance to be creative. And it's like when Christmas time comes along, it's sort of fun to always be in that festive spirit and look at what you're doing, and to see some pretty Christmas decorated pages. It just, it's fun, and it's up to you how you want to decorate. And then, like I said, there's all kinds of sticker planner books that you can buy that just have pages and pages of different stickers that you can add to your planners. And you always get a whole bunch that come in the new planners. And it's a really fun hobby. It's something that can keep you organized. And if you're not a planner and you're scatterbrained and you don't like using the electronics, then I would recommend trying a book. And if you don't want to go to the cost of, I don't want to spend that much money on a planner if it's just going to sit there and I'm not going to use it, then try something smaller. Like I said, there's all kinds that you can find. I mean, even when I go to TJ Maxx sometimes and I'm in the stationery department, they have some cute planner books. It just depends on how detailed you want to be and what you want to do. So I'm going to share. Let me take some of my loose things out of here. This is the Erin Condren mini, I just call it the soft planner, but if you go on her website, you'll see it, and I'll put her link below. And what this is individual books. So, I'm so sorry guys, I'm just klutzy here because I don't have enough hands. Okay, here is book number 1. And you put the books in, there goes my paper clip, by using these. And this really is your binder in this particular type of planner. So each book is done in 3-month segments. So you get 4 books. So this particular book is January through March. Okay? And the next book I have in is my daily planner, April through June. And the next book I have in is this is purple one, is a meal planner paperback book. And this is what that looks like. And when I'm done with the month of January through March, I just put this book in my office. I have a special bin where I keep all of my past books, and then I move up the next 3 months, and then I'll be adding July, August, and September, and then continue on October, November, December. Now, the reason I don't have all of them in here is because it can get really bulky and heavy, and they do give you enough of these elastic bands that are attached to this cover so that you can add all of those. But because I like to have my food planner right here in this particular carrier, that's why I just keep it, because I'm always, you can see all my paper clips, all the things that I need to work on that are important, that I need to either add to my planner for appointments or something I need to look into. It's all contained in here. And I know the very first year, this thing just got to be so big and bulky, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's how I kind of slim it down. And so let's look at and see what we're at. We're on February 16th, and it's been kind of a quiet type weekend since Friday. So this is the 14th, this is the 15th, 16th. I don't have a lot in here because it was Saturday, Sunday. Just a reminder of what I needed to do on Saturday and what's going to go on today. But this is what the pages actually look like, and you can see. So this is March 11th, and I have an appointment already for my pet to be at the groomer, so it's marked in there. This is washi tape that I kind of decorated this particular page with. Not anything too fancy schmancy, but I do end up putting some stickers in, like if it's a hair appointment, I have little stickers that are cute with a hair dryer or whatever. Just as a reminder, at a quick glance, I can look at it. It has a blank on it. I might write the time in it. So here it has just individual little blocks. And so always here, this is how I do mine. I put my task to-do list. So I don't want to get too personal here with some of my other information, but for that task to-do list, I have number 1, first thing in the morning, what I do, my devotions. Number 2 is make my bed. Number 3 is laundry. Number 4 is clear clutter. Number 5 is clean the floors. And number 6 is clear the counters. And as I go about, those are my daily tasks that I do every day. I put a check mark there. Just done, done. And there's something with when you're planning, putting down check marks that just, I don't know, it just makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And then down in this space over here, it's for appointments that we have to go to. Errands that I'm going to run, I add under the appointment list so that I know that's something I have to do out. And then in these couple of blocks there, I just write down, okay, what do I need to do? What do I want to work on? Things like that. And as you can see here, it can get pretty filled up. But I always feel like I have plenty of room, because when I am planning, I am briefing everything. I'm not writing out gobs and gobs of detail like you can do in your hardback planner, because you are provided with blank lined pages. But it works for me, and each page I'll show you on a blank page, also shows you the month, the entire month date. So if you needed to say, okay, what day is the 26th? It's always done on the front part of this page. And this is just some washi tape decorated all through the month of March because, you know, we're getting into spring. And like I said, this is a soft planner, and you know, you can be as detailed as you want on these planners. And as I go through whatever my tasks are, I can either cross a line through them or I just check mark them. Now, you know, you can go on YouTube and look at tutorials and videos and find some really neat ways to utilize your planners, whatever works for you. You know, I do this, like I said, this little decorating because it's one of those mindless things that it's relaxing for me, and I can put a movie on and just sit there with my little container that I have of all different types of washi tapes and little stickers, and just decorate, and then go about utilizing my planner for, you know, things that I need to accomplish. So each side is one day. So that's quite a bit, I think, for, you know, planning and looking ahead at what you need. Now, when I need to look in advance for the whole entire month, that's always at the very beginning. And I utilize this column here to just write as much details as I can about the month. And I brief it. Chloe, teeth being cleaned. That's like right at the top because that already occurred and it was at the beginning of the month. I also sometimes, as a little reminder, will put down just different things that are going to happen, you know, need over on this side. Even if it's not like for a specific day, like I've been accumulating my box for Goodwill and my donations, then I will write that on this part here so that it's a reminder to me, your box is pretty full, you can take it. I just don't have it done specifically on a date. So I just know it's a reminder when I go out, what date that week, what would be a good day for me in that, where the area I'm going to, where Goodwill drop-off is at, what would be a good day? And I put it as a reminder there. So you can make this work for you in many different ways. And I like the convenience of this because it's, as you can see, let me get this here. It's not as big. It's not as firm. There's a lot more you can do with this. And if, you know, you're really, when I was working full-time, those types of planners were just so handy. I loved them because I just had so much more detail that I needed to add to it, and I liked it. And this is what I used all of last year. Like I said, along with that hardback one for my mom, and now this year, and I am doing a combo. I'll put her appointments in here so I can remind myself, since I'm the one that makes them all the time, but then I have another little just for her documents that I can add to. And also, it's kind of convenient to have this little food planner that I went ahead and bought this year for my food planning. And also, I did pick up this year, and I'm just starting to utilize it. It's a book. It's a soft covered book like this, with a little binder that's for budgeting. And since I've been working on my budget, I always work on it January and February because I have some bigger bills that come due always at the first of the year, and I like to see what the rates are and make that adjustment into my budget. So I'm utilizing that for my budgeting, and I like it because I do keep that type of you know, documentation and budgeting separate, but I also picked that up through Erin Condren. So I hope this helps. Like I said, I'm not a you know, die hard planner where I have everything just so strategic. I have it strategically placed for me, but it's not as organized or as, no, let's just say this. It is organized, but it's not as neat looking as some people's planners that I've seen and envy, because wow, it looks great. But it works for me. And, you know, whether or not you're a bullet journal type person where you want everything detailed in segments. Now, a lot of times in my particular planner, and I probably can't find a page right now, but what I do also on the sides, if I'm doing tasks, I allot a time period for it, because I can get so distracted and so easily off track. It's just sometimes walking from room to room. So a lot of times, like if I'm working on a video, I'll say editing, and I'll put 12 to 2 if that's the time frame that's open for my day. There's times where I'll put, you know, do the first 5 tasks of the day, and I allow that segment of 45 minutes, whatever that is. It's longer because I always spend an hour at least every morning in my devotion. So that's kind of along the lines of that bullet journaling, where you're being just really specific with the details of time. So you can utilize that and make it work for you. I hope this helps. Let me know what kind of planning you do. Are you a techie person? Do you like to books? Do you like to see it to remind you? I'm just interested, and any suggestions that you have in your planning, I'm open to. So I hope you have a great week. I know I'm going to try to catch up on videos today, so you might see me in the same outfit, and that's okay. But until my next video, be kind, be humble, age gracefully. Bye.